All right, 2 o'clock Saturday, we're live. Today, we're going to talk about Chinesium kits, especially carb kits, things like that. Customer, actually, he's a mower landscaper guy, does a neighborhood, does maybe 3-4 lawns in the neighborhood. And I've worked on his stuff before, usually small repairs, nothing crazy. So this time he had a BR600 steel blower, and he said it was acting a little wonky, no real throttle response, things like that. So I thought at first, adjust the valves, adjust the carb, things like that. So I stopped up at L&R Power Equipment in Monroe, my dealer that I always go to, and he was on vacation. So that was 2 weeks ago. And I was like, all right, this guy told me he needed it by that. It was a Wednesday. He dropped it off. He said he needed it by Sunday. So what's the only thing? I'm not going to go to another dealer. I always deal with L&R. So I said, let me do the Chinesium. So I went and shot off the parts cannon and bought a Chinesium. The pictures in the thumbnail. It's the Chinesium kit that comes with the carburetor, the air filter, the fuel filter. There's two fuel filters, both fuel lines, both gaskets, a primer bulb. This one needed the primer bulb, and this is the primer bulb that has the spring in it to return it. So it had that, a spark plug, all the bells and whistles for, I think it's $20.88 shipped. So fired off the parts cannon and got it. It was late. I mean, lately Amazon Prime, when they tell you you're going to get it in a day, nah, I usually, unless it's coming from the Amazon warehouse in my town, it's never a day. So then they lost it. And they lost it. And then they found it, and I was going to cancel the order, and then it finally came. I called the guy up. He said, as long as I can have it by Monday, and that was yesterday. I mean, today he said, as long as I have it, or yesterday he said, as long as I have it by Monday, I'm good. Hey, Pete. Everybody's saying hello. Is Hank here? I don't see him in the chat. Is he in the chat? I don't see Hank yet. Anyway, so it was full of grease and oil. Hey, David. It was full of grease and oil. So I whipped out the old electric pressure washer that you see at Harbor Freight. Usually about $80 for that one. So the green one, you see them all the time. Took that, blasted it all over, and got it all clean. Hey, Chris. Got it all cleaned up. So anyway, I said, before I do anything, now that it's all clean, I had taken the gas tank off, which was, those gas tanks get full of crud and everything else, right? So anyway, I pressure washed everything, took the gas tank off, pressure washed it, blew everything out, nice and clean. Let me try putting the primer bulb in, because a leaking primer bulb, sometimes a backpack won't work well with a leaking primer bulb. Sometimes it needs the flow to go through, to keep the flow into the carburetor and going back to the tank. So I put the new primer bulb in. It looked like a quality primer bulb, had the clear bulb with the spring in it and all that, so it looked good. I primed. I must have primed 50 times. Nothing. I was like, what the heck's going on? So I took out the Mighty Vac. All right. I Mighty Vac'd it, checked for pressure, holding pressure, vacuum, everything else. Carb was holding. The fuel lines were holding. The fuel tank was venting. Everything was working. So I said, let me swap out the carb. So took off the 2 fuel lines, took off the impulse line, put the new carby on, fuel, linkage, all that stuff. And I said, you know what? I sent it in an email, Hank. Nope.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Hold on. What is going on?
He made me do cocaine.
I hit the wrong key. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Nope. Good to hear from you, buddy. Work tonight. That's all right. Be safe. We'll talk to you when you get a chance. You know how to reach us. We're always here. Thumbs up for Mick and the boys. It's funny. I was talking to work today. My work phone screwed up. I always write down the passwords. For some reason, it wasn't taking it. So I call up customer service for my company, and it's all over the world. All right. And who answers? A guy who's 1 hour from Bogner, where Mick is. And I was like, get out. I heard the voice. I go, where are you from, mate? He's like, Southern England or Southern UK. And I go, and you were near Bogner? Oh yeah, about an hour away. So it's a small world. Whenever, even this community here, the YouTube community, all these guys, you always talk to people. Someone lives near someone or knows someone. So it's kind of cool. Anyway, back to the story. Primer was priming. I put on the new carby. I said, let me put all the guards on, all the covers and everything. And, remember on a BR600, you have those over tightened bushings, those 3 bushings that go underneath the cover to keep the screws from over tightening and crushing the plastic on the recoil. Those always fall out, and when you take it off, and a lot of times they'll get sucked onto the flywheel, the magnets on the flywheel. So if you're looking for them, you're like, where are they? Chances are they're stuck to the flywheel magnet. Anyway, put it all back together, put the new air filter on, everything back in, put it all back together. I go to put the starter on. What did I forget to do? Put those 3 bushings in. Oh, got to take the cover off again, the clamshell cover, put them in. Anyway, put it all together. I'm hitting the primer. After about the 3rd or 4th prime, now it's priming. Okay. So I let it prime for maybe 4 or 5 pumps. Choke, boom, starts. So started it, running it. It was idling a little low, so I turned up the idle. And I said, let me let it sit for a few minutes. So I let it sit and full rev and everything. The guy said it wouldn't rev out and all that. And I'm like, running great. So I said, I let it run for about 10 minutes on full throttle just to make sure nothing was going on with the coil or anything else. And seemed to be good. I was watching Bree's video the other day, Chicanic, and she was saying how, with True Fuel, in her case, True Fuel, just check to make sure your plug's not leaning out like crazy. So, Chinesium, who knows? I took the plug out. It was nice, burning nice. So I left it. I wasn't going to put one of those Chinesium plugs in. I kept the NGK plug in it. So now the guy's going to come. The stream ends around 4. He's going to come around 5, pick it up. So it was a BR600, Chris, 600. But like I said, this guy, it's well used. The guy's had it for probably 15 years. Very, very well used. But the thing was, I thought it had a leak, a seal leak, or a leak along the parting lines where you were getting the oily residue all over the machine. So like I said, it's fully cleaned off. So I'll ask him in a week or 2 to bring it by. I'll take a look and I'll see if I can see oil coming from either a seal or somewhere. So we'll go from there. Hello, Lee. Working on the layout there. How's it going? Everyone's saying hello. Yeah, all the BRs are decent. I don't mind them. I like Echoes better. I just think Echoes are easier to service. On a BR, a lot of times, especially the newer clamshell looking ones, the fuel lines go up and over in these channels and this and that and the other thing. So I'd rather do that. But anyway, let me throw the link out there because everyone's saying they don't have the link. Although I did email everybody. So anyway, he's going to pick that up. Hopefully it'll start up and he'll be happy. And had another guy call me today. I worked on something for him weeks ago, and he said it needs a carb adjustment. It won't throttle up properly. That's fine. I find a lot of times where I'll put my fuel mix in it, tune it. Week 2 later, they come back. It's not running 100%. And I said, what are you using for fuel? They tell me it's not what I use. And, people are going to yell at me because I use the Stihl oil. I haven't had trouble with the Ultra oil. I never had an issue with it. I basically run it at about 40 to 45 to 1. And I always run it with premium fuel, and not a problem. Yep, spark arresters, I've seen that a bunch of times. This one looked good. Spark arrestor looked good. The valves were good. So basically, when it wasn't pulling fuel through, maybe something inside the carb. So let's see, who's that? Hello, Hank.
How you doing? There.
So like I said, put the new carby on and everything is fine. Yep, T27. As long as you got a T27, you could work on any Stihl. Yeah, Echo, to me, I don't know, I have better luck with Echo myself. I don't know. And my dealer sells both. He sells both Stihl and Echo, so it's not a big deal. Let's see. Why are we so big? Let's see. Customize. Nope. Where's the layout here? Where is the layout? There we go. We'll go to that one. That's better. All right. So anywho, yeah, so that I got all that done by 9 a.m. I was done. So it gave me a little bit of time to do some other stuff. We ended up, I don't know how my reception is now. We have the new modem installed, the one that came last week. It looks like our numbers are high up. My son is actually playing his video game right now, and it doesn't seem like you're breaking up or anything. So I'm hoping the connection's good. I'm on Wi-Fi. I'm not plugged in. So if the connection's good, I'm going to keep it and everything's cool. Hey, Dick is here. Check out Dick's video. He's going to start working on I think, what is it, Dick, an FS45? He took one apart, a little bit of scoring in there. He's going to see what he's going to do for part 2. So we'll check out that video when Dick is done with that. Let's see. Mr. Clem, everybody's saying hello, hello, hello. Did you get anything done this morning, Hank, or what?
No, I went out there and watered, and I just started sweating again. I went shopping, and that was it. Yeah, it was what, 83.
Work is texting me. Hold on.
Okay.
That's the thing about working.
Wait till next week. Wayne will be gone. Oh boy.
Oh my God. Yeah, he's probably watching.
Hmm.
But no, they're in work now, flushing out some cooling tanks. So I had them stay late so they could finish it. Let's see. I asked them, did you do both? So hopefully they're done, and that'll be it. Big bucks. Anyway, what's on the pipeline for the rest? Oh my gosh. I went down to the basement this morning. I've got literally 7 or 8 Husqvarna saws that either need pistons, cylinders, or both. They're the 455, and the 460 Ranchers. I got a bunch of those. A lot of customers brought me scored ones. So we'll see what happens with that. Okay, Al, thanks. Hopefully, and Randy, everything's good. That's cool. Yeah, Stihl's good, Dave. I don't mind the Stihl. Stihl's a great product. It's just that for some reason, like even on a backpack, it's just easier to take off a carb and change things on an Echo than it is on a Stihl. Especially on the BR series, sometimes you got to go through and cut the fuel line to the exact length so it crimps into the air cleaner cover, and you have to cut it to the exact length or else the primer bulb won't fit in. And that's all I'm saying. Just to replace the primer bulb this morning, when I pulled it out, there's no extra hose. You can't just pull out an inch of hose, stick it out, and push it back. With an Echo, if it's not built into the carburetor, it's usually there's enough hose in the back of it where you can pull it out, connect it, push it back. Stihl doesn't do that. Stihl is like real tight. And when you buy a Stihl kit, usually the hose, they don't give you a lot extra.
No.
So, and this one had the dual fuel where it had the 2 filters in the tank.
Oh yeah. They send you like what is it, the 700 that I have. It came with 1 filter, but when you go to change out the filter, they'll sell you the dual.
Yeah, it'll have the 1 fuel filter has 2 nipples, so to go into the one, then from
Right.
that one to the other.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. They must have had trouble with people,
Leaning. Yeah.
leaning.
Well, when you get low on fuel, yeah, if you lean. This guy here, I hate it when customers bring me troubled equipment with fuel right to the brim. Fuel, right to the brim. It's like, really?
Yeah.
So
There's no air in there to,
Oh God. Well, then you crack the cap, and on most Stihls, you crack the cap, you get sprayed or whatever.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Klaus said he might or might not be here, depending on his party that he's going to.
Yeah.
Mick chimed in and said he's busy going to work, so he's probably going to bed soon. Wayne and everybody else is probably hard at work. I actually I emailed everybody. Did you get the email?
I got the email, but I can't on my computer.
Oh, I got
laptop. It didn't show up. It was on my phone and everything,
Yeah.
But I got it to work. But I was going to say, the 700. When I first bought it, I was getting my back wet of gas. So what's going on here? That's when they changed out the plug.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to comment on Chicanic's video because I did put the comment in there, and I did get some responses. And privately, some people sent me some things too. I'm not saying I do or don't like True Fuel or any of that stuff. I don't have an issue with any of it. But the claim that she made in her video is that you're never sure of the amount of oil that's in their mix. as proof by she ran it, say 10 or 15 minutes, pulled out the plug, and the electrode was stark white with like white carbon on it. So, very, very, very lean. Then she cleaned it off, put in her mix after 10 or 15 minutes, and there was nothing. The plug was good. So do I agree? Absolutely. You get what you get. That's why I mix my own, because I don't trust premixes. I mean, I've used them. I definitely have used them, Aspen and all the others. I don't buy True Fuel anymore. My customers will go to Home Depot and they will buy it. But I don't know. Now that I saw her video, I think I'm going to start checking spark plugs more just to make sure they aren't running lean. Because for the premise of her short video was the minute you run a True Fuel, you got to readjust your carburetor. Well, yeah, you can readjust it, but if you're readjusting it for higher RPM, you're leaning it even more, which is bad. So she ended up riching it a little bit, but if there's no oil, there's no oil. You got to cook it, but it was good.
How many people don't shake up their saw?
Well, and that was my comment to her was I shake the equipment and I shake the can, just in case. How long's it been sitting on the shelf? Things like that.
Exactly. Look at the expiration date.
Yeah, and she came back with the manufacturer says nope, you don't have to. Everything's good. Well, okay. I'm just saying, whatever. To each his own. But I always do that, and we'll see. But haven't really cut grass in a couple of weeks because we had a beautiful week. It was 70s. It was absolutely gorgeous. A little warmer today, and it got a little bit warmer yesterday. Tomorrow's supposed to cool off again, and next week, Hank, for us in Connecticut, it's supposed to be nice.
Yep.
So that'll be good. I still got to do my mom's as well. I do both of ours each week. But tomatoes, getting a little bit of tomatoes in the garden. But as far as power equipment, I got a lot to work on. They're calling me. I'm saying no to everybody right now because at this point, I got to take care of my own house and my to-do lists and all that. And
we don't only do videos. We got gardening. We got house.
Yeah,
we got everything.
We got everything. So this is just a little sideline we do to have some fun. But anywho, I'll put the link up again. Anyway, what else? Yeah, like I said, most of the lawns, mine's still brown. A couple of green spots from that rain the other day. We had a decent rain Tuesday.
Yeah.
But not enough to do much. I mean, it watered the plants a little bit, the flowers, but they really, your lawns are so dry, it just rolls right off. But we'll see. You had your bushes installed, Hank, all that stuff.
Yeah, the bush. Yep. They're looking
Who's eating
good.
my sunflowers? There's some out there eating my sunflowers.
Groundhog probably over here.
No, it's a bird. It's a little chickadee. It looks like. I have a sunflower plant out on the deck, and I see. I could just see the branches of it with and I see it doing this. Like, what the hell? And I look. Yeah, he's pecking for the seeds.
Yeah. Well, with the being so dry, the groundhog's been eating everything, even plants that he's not supposed to eat.
Yeah, I believe it. I haven't seen as many chipmunks though with this heat.
No.
Usually, but you know what I've seen, Hank? This is no shit. Every day, 20, 30 rabbits, a million of them, tons of them. Yep. Is this the time they're putting their nests in or something? Because
rabbits breed all the time.
Yeah, but every single morning when I walk to my truck, one scoots in front of me, or two or three. There's the cottontail with the white tails.
Yep.
Yeah,
I got a little baby one. Only one. I don't know why, but there's only one. He keeps out coming out of the deck, and the wife feeds him. I bought him carrots and all that, and he comes back every day.
Crazy, but yeah, we got tons of them. It's just funny because the weather we're having, every morning you wake up and the grass is sopping wet because it goes from 80 degrees to 55 degrees at night. So you get that condensation on the grass.
Right.
Anywho, like I said, we got a bunch of tomatoes out of the tomato plants, probably 30 or 40 of them so far. Not too bad. But,
nice.
I do everything in containers and all that stuff. Humping what, John? What are you doing? Humping to please. Anyway, so trying to think, tomorrow's going to be probably cut mom's grass, cut my grass, and it's supposed to cool off a couple of degrees. I think it's going to be like 79 tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we'll be to it. Hey, Rich, how you doing? Haven't seen Rich in a while. Hope everything's okay up there in Michigan. But I think what is it? Denellen, Michigan? Is that where you are, Rich? I think it's Denellen. Anyway, yeah, so basically that's it. Not a lot going on. Work is busy, regular work. Come home. As I said, on these beautiful days, have the windows open, nice fresh breeze in the house. Really, really nice.
Yeah,
So
in the morning. Morning is beautiful. Oh,
yeah, oh yeah. I can't wait for fall though. I mean, fall's my time. I love fall.
me too.
But yeah, start trimming everything, trimming the trees and the flowers and all that stuff. But yeah, everyone's starting to talk to me about snow blowers and things. I'm like, not yet, not yet. So, but the Farmer's Almanac changed its tune. As of a week ago, it said we're going to get a hell of a winter here in the Northeast. Snow as early as late October, and then Monday they revised it and said first snow December 1st. So we'll see what happens. Dundee. Oh, okay. Dundee after Dundee, Ireland. Yeah. A friend of mine used to live in Dundee and actually had a dog named Dundee, a West Highland White Terrier. Oh, what's John saying here? Oop, one moving company. Oh, there you go. Yeah, oh, the rabbit problem. There you go. Mr. Al, what we got? Oh, really? Like with weaponry or propane in the ground? What are you going to do, Al? Traps? What are you going to do? Oh, yeah, I've seen the guys that put that gas in the ground, the gas, and then they light it on fire. The propane or whatever the hell it is. But I haven't seen too many like holes and tunnels and things for the rabbits. Usually it's just you'll see a nest in the middle of your yard, a big hole, and you'll look inside and there's all the little ones.
Yep.
But it wasn't too
No
bad.
holes. The groundhogs make a hole, but not
Yeah.
the rabbits.
Yeah. But getting back to the Chinesium, yep, I use it. I mean, in a pinch. Would I rather support my local dealer? Yeah. If I need like for example, when the guy dropped it off, he goes, "Oh, it probably just needs a primer bulb." So I would have gone to my dealer and spent the $8 and bought a primer bulb. There's William. Hello, William. Down in Virginia, I think you are. Yeah, 50s down there. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, also I'd rather support the dealer, but this guy wanted it back, and then I was dreading calling him because work had been crazy. I hadn't been able to work on it, and Amazon lost the package. So when I called him, he was like, "No, get it to me by Monday." So when I called him this morning, he said, "No, I'll be by 5 o'clock." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And somebody rang my doorbell this morning. My son was on the couch, and I go, "Who was it?" "I don't know." "Didn't you answer it?" "No." So him and my wife, you know what oh, it's probably for you, they say. But I was busy. I was actually on the phone with work, and I was like, "Could you answer it at least?" "Nope."
Yeah. No.
So anyway, crazy stuff.
You got to get yourself one of those doorbells, not Ring or anything, but just a regular doorbell where you can hook it up to your phone or computer,
Oh
and that way you'll see who's there, and you
yeah,
could tell them, "Hold on, I'm on the phone" or whatever.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. Like I said, with me, I may get just a camera itself, not hooked to the doorbell, but just a camera that's always on, and that way you could just
Yeah.
dial in the address and see what's going on. The good thing with the doorbell cams, they feed off the transformer in your house, so you don't have to worry about the battery.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of them now that they have the batteries. They last pretty long, I guess, the lithium-ion batteries, but I don't know. We'll see.
I like.
Uh-oh, Jay, what do you do? HIPAA contacted me last week. They said we've done so much now with our packaging. They wanted me to evaluate their new packaging is just a regular brown cardboard box. That's their packaging. They used to have the beautiful blow molded styrene or vacuum molded trays where all the parts were beautiful and everything. Now it's just a box that says HIPAA with with the parts thrown in the box, maybe a little bubble wrap. That's about it.
Well, they impressed us when they first came out, and then
Yeah,
after that, it all downhill. Because, like I was saying before, when they sent me carburetors, they were
yeah,
perfect. But when I went to buy them,
yeah.
the
I know.
holes.
Yeah. But Jay, you know what? Hey, I've used them. I really have. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't take out an NGK and put a torch in if it's running good, but if I had nothing else, my problem is I don't throw away plugs, even the old ones. So I must have, I don't know, 400 or 500 plugs in a Rubbermaid container, and all the new ones I get with these kits, I put in another container. I probably have 100, 200 of those. And I'll be honest, are some of them good? I'm sure they are. But my thing is, whenever you fix something for money for someone, you don't want to call back.
Right.
So I can't risk throwing in something that might fail, whether it's a week from now or a month from now. You just don't want that call and say, "Hey, what'd you sell me? Bill of goods? What's going on?" You don't want that.
Well, Terrell is even starting to use HIPAA carburetors.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you got
Like I said,
Terrell, you got Archie from Archie's garage.
yeah,
No,
you
they're all
can't keep
happy
the
with
price. Yeah, and how many? My dealer usually replaces them, but most excuse me, most Toros now come with the torch, and on the 2-stroke ones, and even the 4-stroke single stagers,
them.
and I get them in. But the thing is, half the time I get them in for no start, it's the torch.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it easy working on those if we get snow. You know,
Well,
for,
that's why they're so cheap, right?
yeah.
You replace them.
Close to Charlotte. Yeah, I did a lot of work in Charlotte 30 years ago, 95. Yep. Yep. I didn't live there. Well, I was there for months at a time sometimes, but um, the place that I worked for was right at the tip of Charlotte, Carowinds Boulevard by the amusement park. And, Hobby Motor, hold on. Let's get Hobby in here. Down by Fort Mill, right on the very point of Charlotte, Mecklenburg County. That's where we were. Nice area, beautiful area.
Well, how was the weather down there in North Carolina? Did you get any flooding?
Yeah, right.
William, did you get any flooding down there or what?
What the heck?
I know they had some bad weather over there.
Oh,
He's back. I told you.
what does that mean? The hold on. Does that mean the party wasn't good, or
No, the party was great.
Yeah.
The party
are
was
you are you a little inebriated or?
How many beers?
absolutely.
There you go. How was the? Well, you said what? What did you say? Food trucks? Was it food trucks?
Food trucks. They had pizza, fish and chips, pita breads, some Thai, something hot dogs. I must have had 4 hot dogs. Yeah. So yeah, it was absolutely great, and free beer and what's not to like, and then I mean, people were all in a good mood and spirit, and it was great. Weather was nice, so yeah.
Cool.
But at this time of year here, when the sun goes down, it gets chilly fast. The dew will fall, and you it gets chilly, and I think Anita got a little.
Anita got cold.
She did, yeah. So we did one last round and said, "Hold," I mean, she knows everybody, so there was a lot of talk. I don't know them, but so yeah. And then we it was walking distance from home, about 10 minutes. So great stuff.
Hey, Joe Bean. Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Let's see.
No flooding here. Okay, William didn't get any flooding.
Oh yeah, it's another Kenny. Kenny. Another Kenny.
Oh, sorry, wrong one. There we go. Hi, John. John, come on up. Look at the crowd. Come on up.
Yeah, there's a lot of room for you.
Yeah.
We got room for 10 people. So.
Yeah. We got to hear about the new shop, John. So.
Got a question for you, Klaus.
Yes,
when
sir.
you were working on your carburetor today in the video, there's that little box, on the side that has these little drawers. What do you got in there?
Lots.
You got to have a shop tour and open these little drawers and stuff. I can see and peek inside what you got.
Yeah. It's mainly either gaskets, filters, doodads, something specific to a certain engine, bolts. I have a thing of blade bolts goes in there. I have a thing of Honda carb gaskets, inside outside gaskets, steel gaskets, chainsaw filters, trimmer filters.
Well, we need a tool review of what you got.
How much time you got, buddy?
Well,
That's a
it
lot
it
of
make-
that's
it
a
makes
lot
a
of
good
draw.
video. It makes a good video.
Yeah, it does. But I mean, I'm actually um, don't get me wrong, but that has crossed my mind earlier. But I don't want to embarrass, anyone or make anyone feel that should I have that much? I better not do the small engine stuff.
No,
But
you won't.
I have parts, and I have lots of parts.
Okay.
I do most of my work on weekends. So and I don't know how it is with you guys, but parts for me are 3-4 days away sometimes 2, but 3-4 days on average. And if I start on 3 machines on a Saturday and all of them need parts, I can't do anything on a Sunday. So I have belts, I have gaskets, I have diaphragm. I have, are you ready? 120 different diaphragm sets
Ooh.
in stock. Sama, and that's Sama and Walbro only. Probably 5 or 6 Tillotson, but I don't see a whole lot of Tillotsons.
Yeah.
But yeah, I 150. I got parts, filters. You know,
I know. Hey, those that are asking, I know the date's wrong in the stream, but I don't know how to correct it from Restream right now, so I'll do it later. Randy told me about that before. I have it listed as the 22nd. Today's the 23rd.
yeah.
So not a big deal.
That just means you can travel in time. Good for you.
See that?
No, so yeah, Hank, I've got stuff.
Okay.
And to be honest, I'm not. I kind of don't want to flash it because I don't want to make people think that you must have all this,
Yeah.
to do, because I just, yeah, it's a thing. It works for me. It's a little on the expensive side to keep all those parts because
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember.
I must have, I don't know, $15,000 worth of parts in my
Yeah.
shop at any given time, and it's not something you want to do just because. I mean, belts. I must have belts that are 6 or 7 years old, and I will most likely never get to use them.
Yeah. I used to do the same. I used to buy 10 at a time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then all of a sudden, one specific brand, like here we have the Husqvarna ride-on mowers with a 36-inch deck. That was only produced for like a few number of years, and the ones that are left are rusty and old and crusty, and I may never see another. I got maybe 2 or 3 deck belts for those, and give it another couple of years, I'll toss them because why spend space on them?
Right.
And that's the danger of having parts like that. Pulleys, belt pulleys, belt tensioner pulleys.
Hey, Joe's got a little predicament here if we want to look at it.
Oh, who does?
Joe Bean.
Joe Bean.
Quantum engine, starts great cold, doesn't like warm.
Yeah. Carport.
Is it the auto choke or is it the primer bulb one?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Because I know the auto choke ones usually don't have an issue, but the primer bulb ones, sometimes when they're hot, if it's not squirting right.
And also, Joe, tell us. I'm sorry. Tell us about. I'm sorry. Tell us about the general state of the machine. When was the last serviced? Is plugs good? Is because what you're describing here
original
can be,
plug, original oil.
Yeah, what you're describing here can be any of the main systems on that engine. It could be ignition, it can be gaskets, it can be carb, it can be ton of things. The easy ones to start first is plug. Got a good plug. If it's old plug, change the plug. Sometimes plugs go bad, and when they heat up, they don't work. And so if it hasn't been maintained, on a yearly basis, I would start there. Second, put a spark tester on it. When it dies, when it runs and then it starts dying, look at the spark tester.
He's not saying it's dying. He's just saying when it's warm, if he goes to restart.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but then go look at it. Do you get a flashing?
Yeah.
Carb, old carb. Maybe it's a little bit either corroded or clogged up, and then when things heats up, it expands and it goes weird. Um, yeah, it can be any of those things. But tell us about the condition of fully serviced. Okay, his own machine.
Yeah. All the
If it's
done.
I would say carb off the bat. I would go carb.
I
All the
don't know.
way from the
Usually,
fuel
I
line.
would say, yeah. I mean, is the fuel cap good? I mean, is it
No,
venting
remember
properly?
it'll run, then he stops it, and then it won't start. If it's fuel cap, it'll die while running.
Yeah.
If it's
Usually,
bad,
yeah.
if it's bad coil,
Yeah.
it usually
Will
dies
heat
when
up.
running.
Yeah.
So I actually just my video for today was an old Stiga. It's a brand we have over here. For the Brits, it will be same as Mountfield. Chinese engine, Stiga engine. Starts great, no problem. Runs great, semi great. It runs.
Hmm.
When it gets warm, you shut it off. It will not restart.
Hmm. I
Car.
mean, if you were
Car.
thinking a head gasket just for the heck of it, just do a quick leak down, put a little bit of air in there, and you'll tell if there's a head gasket right off the bat.
It can't be a head gasket.
No, I'm just saying he's thinking, could it possibly be? I mean,
But
you
everything is. I'm sorry, everything is possible.
know,
But if you have no indication of a blown head gasket, say loss of power, dirt coming out from the flange between the cylinder and the head, if you
Yeah.
don't have any of those clues, it is not a head gasket.
yeah. Well, like
Uh,
Dave's saying here with the auto choke, I've seen where when the spring is rusty or it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
in good shape on the auto choke,
yeah.
that may affect because it'll hang a little bit
But
and that
but
won't start, right?
but remember, the thing runs,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then it won't restart. So
That's
if
more,
you got a choke that is, say, not closing correctly,
Mhm.
it wouldn't even start in the first place.
True. Oh, there's
So-
there's 100 reasons. Yeah.
No, well, it actually, you can narrow it down based on that it starts fine, runs, you stop it when warm, and it won't restart.
Hmm.
That is usually a fuel delivery issue.
Hmm.
It can be a bad plug because
Yeah.
some
But
plugs.
he could squirt a little fuel in, right? And
Yep.
try it.
Yep, absolutely,
The
absolutely.
best thing is when he's running it, when he first starts it, take some of that brake clean, spray it around the carburetor, see if it changes the RPM.
Yeah, check for
It'll
leaks.
tell you
Yeah.
if that gasket is bad
Yep.
on that carburetor.
Hmm.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's a good test. It really is. If you have a gasket leak, sometimes when things expand, the leak gets bigger. You can sometimes, and these are really borderline stuff. I wouldn't start there. I really wouldn't. But you can have a valve setting that, when cold, acceptably will run the engine. But once it heats up, everything expands. It gets out of spec, and
That's right.
it runs bad. But they're rare. I mean, if you work on it every day, you will see it once in a while. But for a single machine, it is rare. I would say carb.
Yeah, it's a carb issue.
I won't say it is carb. I will start with carb.
Johnny,
And so would John Clem, without a doubt. No
Yeah.
problem.
What
Mhm.
I must have missed something. What happened?
Just say yes.
I learned a long time ago from Lisa. Don't just say yes.
Smart
Too
move.
many bad things can happen.
Someone had a Beans machinery. He had his own machine. Starts great, runs, fully serviced. But when he wants to restart it when warm, it won't start.
See, I had my personal lawnmower was doing the same thing last season. I had I think it's a yard machines, push mowers, got a Briggs and Stratton Quantum on it. Loved the mower, and then last season it got to where if I cut it off, like somebody pulled up to talk while I was out by the road, it'd take me 20 minutes to get the dang thing restarted to finish what I was doing.
Same issue Beans got.
And I'm trying to remember what I did to fix it because it starts first pull now.
Mm.
Can't remember. Let's see. What did I do?
I
think
think
I-
you
I
took
got-
the shotgun out, didn't you? And you
I think I kicked the crap out of it. Yeah.
You're gonna start.
Yeah. Go ahead, Briggs and Stratton. Make my day.
Yeah. I advised Bean to clean the car.
I think that's all I did with mine was a carb issue.
Yeah, but
Hey, Brett.
Hey,
Good
Brett.
afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon.
Had a Toro Super Recycler in there today. Fairly new one. I don't know what engine was on it. It wasn't branded. Did they use a Chonda on some of them?
Well, I thought those were what Lonsons. What
Yeah.
were those? The Toros.
Well, I know it had a weird looking valve cover. It was almost V-shaped.
Yeah, that's the Chinese Toro. I think is it a Lonson, Klaus?
Lancet, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, sorry, what was that?
the Toros. They used the Lonsons as well, right? The Lonson engines.
I don't know, but I am a novice when it comes to Toro.
Yeah, I think it's Lonson. What was the issue, Brett?
If I can just a second, Bean. He says he put a new good used carb on it. You probably got a gasket leak then somewhere.
Yep.
I mean, gasket leak, intake manifold leak, crack, something. Assuming that the other carb is good.
Hmm.
Yeah, you got an intake leak somewhere.
Sorry.
Sorry about that, Brett. Go ahead.
No. You're good. You're good, Klaus. You're good. Yeah, it was. I come in this morning and the boss says fuel system, and he said it may be low on oil. Yeah, it was low on oil, all right.
Ooh,
Took about 10 ounces of 1030 to bring it back up to level.
wow.
And the
Yeah,
carburetor
and it
was kind of
14.
nasty. But it had a weird way that the choke linkage hooked up. The auto choke thing that went from the muffler to it had that little plastic clip like you'd see on the Kohlers.
Yeah, I've seen that, like you see on a throttle link sometimes.
Yeah, I see them on that. And then the other link that relieved the choke went to another thing similar to that on an air vane. But the rest of the carburetor was more like your Chinese Honda.
Yeah, that's the Lonson. It's a dual link choke system. It pushes a link, which pushes another link. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
you got to set that up right. Otherwise, you'll be behind
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, they got.
Well,
weird-
either way, I took it out after I got everything done. She fired up first shot. So
There you go. Hey, William was saying that his friend had a Cub Cadet tractor and she shut it off, went to go start it, wouldn't start, like it's locked up, and he said there's no oil in it. Well, it had to have gone somewhere, or did they even check it before they started it when they
Yeah.
went? You know, that's the thing. I always tell people, was it there when you started? They're like, I don't know. So nobody checks anything now before they start it ever. You know?
Check the gas. Check the oil. It's
Yeah.
As
No,
soon
but
as you-
I think sometimes people forget that lawnmower engines are not car engines. Lawnmower engines are they're air cooled. They are designed to consume oil.
Yeah.
Briggs and Stratton even have a minimum and maximum consumption of oil at any given temperature.
Yeah. If
So-
you can't even turn it by hand, William, something's definitely wrong. I mean, I would, I don't know. Look, I mean, he could have thrown the rod, whatever. I mean, did it make any noise or did it just shut
well, it
off?
could have seized right in the
Yeah.
cylinder.
Yeah.
Let it
I mean-
cool off, and then you can put oil in the piston hole and break the seal.
That don't sound good.
But
And if you ask lady statistics, it's vapor locked. Yeah, it's got fuel in the combustion chamber. I mean
Right.
that's statistics. Because 9 out of 10 times when I can't get a machine to rotate, it's not the ACR.
Yeah.
It's not because it's locked up. It's because the carburetor puked fuel into the combustion chamber.
yep,
9 out of
hydrostatic
10 times.
lock.
Yeah. I mean,
Hydro lock. That's the word.
AC, as far as a compression tester, I use the Stens tester because it only has like a 3-inch hose on it. It does have the Schrader valve on the end. Make sure whichever one you get has that Schrader valve on the very end of it, so you're not adding
Yeah,
volume.
That's just something people say. It doesn't matter.
You know?
I bought one 7
Kind of like
years
bull.
ago.
I'm
I
sorry.
bought a
Kenny.
compression gauge several years ago from Northern Tool. It's under the Clutch brand, and it was actually a whole entire kit. It's got all different size tips, got the hose, 2 Schrader valves, one on the gauge, one on the hose.
Yeah, Echo too, but about $100.
I forget what I paid for that one of mine, but
$100.
it's
We're
big.
not we're not made of gold over here.
Oh, that's how much the Stens one was. Same thing. Let's see. What's John was saying? Pull the muffler, check the valve clearances. Yeah, I mean, you could check, but usually quantums. I don't think I've ever had to adjust valves on a quantum.
I do, because over time the valves will actually push the valve seat into the head.
Well, that's why you would do the compression check though, real quick, because if when it's hot, it's hanging up because of too much lash, you'll have hardly any compression. You have 20 or 30.
Yeah, but you see, if
If it's building up heat, carbon, everything else, it's holding one of them open. That's a quick check. Put a compression gauge on it, and see, usually with an ACR, like on Briggs, the way they do it, you'll get about 60, 65 psi.
But if you get the valves so tight, they don't open quite enough in time. So you can get, when it's cold, it's fine, but when it heats up, everything expands, and you get right past that. But but I mean, anything goes. I mean, if you already done the fuel delivery side and you're sure your intake is tight, valves is the next step. Absolutely.
Yeah. William, vapor lock will not lock an engine. Vapor lock will just prevent fuel from being delivered. Hydro lock is what locks the engine with oil or fuel.
Take the spark plug out.
Thank you.
Yeah, take it out and see if it turns.
But what Kenny just said is actually quite important, because I used the term wrongly before, and it has a huge difference between vapor and hydro lock.
Yeah.
So,
But you'll know the difference if you take the spark plug out.
Yeah.
I've come to find out, and I've seen it on Tecumseh's. Sometimes you'll get a valve issue there. I could tell by listening to it if the valves are too tight, because when you pull it over, instead of getting the putt sound, you're getting the and then when it gets going, it just don't have enough.
But that's only the exhaust valve you can hear.
Yeah, the exhaust intake
you can't hear the intake. You got to measure that one.
No.
Well, normally, if the intake valve on a snow thrower is going, since you have no air cleaner, you will hear it puffing out the car.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll hear
that's what, if it isn't sealing right.
Yeah.
But if it's opening too late.
Yeah, if the timing's off, if the flywheel key is sheared, usually then
No. I mean, a valve can be right at that point where it actually acts like timing is off.
Yeah, because the valves can't open far enough, and they're opening late.
Yeah, there isn't enough time to let the fuel in if it's too loose. So, but
I was always taught that if your valve clearance was too tight, the valves open early and close late, and the opposite, if there's too much lash, they open late and close early, like what you're talking about.
Oh yeah. But I mean, sometimes on old engines, if the valve train, if the rockers hasn't moved, you can be sure it's too tight. But if something is wrong or someone did something and they're too loose, if something loosened up or got worn, or but if the rockers are not changing over time, the valves will go tighter and tighter and tighter.
Yep.
Well, like AC says, a worn out camshaft is going to be a problem too. And, those lobes on the cams, they do wear.
I mean, it's actually our local cemetery. They had an edger that they run out of oil multiple times, but apparently it was a brick, so it still ran. But it ran really bad, and it ran like it had bad ignition. That was a worn camshaft.
Yeah.
I had to grind the valve. I must have been grinding the valves for half an hour each, just to get them closer
Yeah.
Because replacing the camshaft wasn't an option. The machine would have been scrapped. But yeah, I must have been grinding those things for half an hour each just to get
Right.
them close enough that they would open enough for it to run acceptably. But yeah, one camshaft, absolutely. I mean, anything.
I had one happen to me once, Klaus, and this was.
But
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
sorry,
go ahead.
but Bean said it was his own machine, is fully maintained. So I sort of didn't think about going that way because if it's fully maintained, it wouldn't have been run out of oil. It would have been have changed in time and all that. But neglected engines, oh yeah, one camshaft. Sorry, Brett, go ahead.
I had one happen to me. This has been many years ago. Comcast used to bring generators in to get serviced. They'd had this whole fleet of these Mitsubishi WGE 2901s in. I'm assuming that's their own engine. And I'd always be doing fuel systems on it because they'd put them out there at the transmitter sites during an outage, and they would stand on them, they'd stack them, so they'd smash the gas tank down, so the cap would be low. You'd get a low spot in there, and whenever they'd run low, it'd be out in the rain. They'd pop that cap off. There's a puddle of water. Fill the bottom of the gas tank with water. Oh, it won't start. They bring it in here, and I drain the water off of it, and they fire up. But they had one they brought in. It didn't sound quite right when you tried to start it, and it burned a hole in the air filter. I'm like, well, that's a valve issue. Took that rocker cover off. Intake valve's moving just fine. Clearance is fine. Exhaust valve clearance is fine. Then I rotated the motor by hand, and that exhaust valve just barely lifted. And took that thing, tore it all down, and here there was really no lobe at all on the exhaust side. And we ended up putting another camshaft in that. And that was on a Mitsubishi.
Yeah.
Oh, being on your muffler, you ever use that Kroil, Kroil?
No, John. Only rich people can afford that. That means you, Kenny, and Hank.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, Carl's expensive shit. Hey,
Me, if I can get my hands
That's
on
why
it.
you get a small bottle.
yeah. AC, I don't know if
Small ones.
I'm glad now I have one of those inspection cameras so I can look in the cylinder and see. But you could just the probably easiest on that particular thing with those saws is take the muffler off, check for scoring.
Talking about penetrance, I will, John.
Oh, I was laughing at the text that guy. I'm sorry.
Penetrating oil. WD-40 has their, that specialist series.
Mm-hmm.
They have what they call a WD-40 specialist penetrant. That is the best penetrating oil I have tried to date. And no, I don't have tried Kroil because we can't get it over here. But
I'm sorry.
yeah, I know. But the WD-40 specialist penetrant, it's the best penetrating oil I have tried to date. It won't lubricate worth a damn, but it will
Gunsmith oil, Stryker gunsmith oil, it penetrates like crazy too.
How well do you think that WD specialist works compared to what I use? I use PB Blaster.
Yeah.
See, I can't even get PB Blaster over here, so I wouldn't know. But
I have had poor results with PB Blaster.
I will say though, it has a funny smell. It smells almost like acetone and HEF mix.
That's what Arch calls his tranny sauce.
I know,
and it works.
It does, but the WD-40 specialist stuff smells similar to that. I don't know what it is, but
I always thought regular WD-40. Maybe it's just my sense because I've been around this crap for so long. I used to think the WD-40 smelled like the old Coca-Cola.
It smells really similar to my deodorant, but I'm
So
sorry.
that's okay. Those citronella bug candles smell like Murphy's oil soap.
Yeah. But
No,
gunsmith.
I'm just saying if you haven't tried, I mean, WD-40 is affordable. The specialist says it's affordable. You can probably get 3 or 4 cans at the cost of 1 coil. So, try
Anybody
it out.
ever heard of that Safecracker? Safecracker
No.
penetrating lube?
Nope.
Me either.
Nope.
I tried
where's it
one.
at,
I don't
AC?
know if you can still get it. That liquid wrench, that kind of smells like diesel.
Yeah, and you know what? I have that because I can get liquid wrench over here. It doesn't work that way. It's like WD-40, similar. It's like turpentine with a little bit of perfume.
Smells
in it.
like diesel with something else in it.
Yeah,
me.
it does. I mean, and honest to God, diesel oil is a great penetrant.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it is, and it's. But guys, try out that WD-40 specialist. I do not get paid for saying this. WD-40 specialist, WD-40 specialist. So no.
And I see the dollar signs going up above Klaus' desk for that.
Cling, cling, cling. No, I really don't. I wish I did, but I asked them once if they could send me a case, and they said, "Thank you very much for your letter." No. Oh, okay. That's fine. WD-40. Thank you. Have a good day. You know?
Klaus, you ought to try the WD-40 specialist. Try their contact cleaner.
I already have.
What do you think?
It's okay.
I just bought a can of it, and I
Just
haven't
make sure
used
you
it.
air blow it out afterwards. I mean, spray it on, leave it for a few minutes, air blow it out. Works great.
Yeah, I bought a can of that. Just
Yeah. It's okay.
something I was doing, and then I bought a can of that.
One thing though, Brett, it is highly flammable. So when you have a connector that you just clean, make sure it's blown out.
Dry.
Yes, otherwise it'll go poof.
Yeah, we talked about woof several weeks back with something burning, so I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Klaus, you have the
I
best tool for releasing nuts and bolts.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the induction heater.
There you, hey, Johnny.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Vivor induction heater is on sale at the moment for
Oh God, here we go.
and honest to God, Hank, you know what? I haven't used it since I did the video.
Really?
I haven't. I mean, if
Well, it's
a
not
bolt-
something you'd use all the time, but if you needed it, you had it.
Yeah.
and I do have it in case I need it, but I mean, a stuck bolt. If a hammer blow and a little bit of WD-40.
Who's that,
Won't
Gary?
do it.
Now,
That's me, guys. I didn't want to make too much noise while you guys were chatting.
Hi, Gary.
Is that the one?
You're working
you've
on
been working on here?
Hold on, you guys. You're all talking at the same time. I have you on my Bluetooth. What's going on?
Hey,
Is that
Gary.
Good picture, I'll tell you.
Is that the one you've been working on, Gary?
No, it's a new one. Hold on. Can you guys see that okay? Hold on.
What do you got?
Yeah.
Zero turn?
What's that, a 42?
Nah, a cheap Husqvarna YTH24V48.
What motor? Briggs?
Briggs V twin. Very bad hunting and surging. This guy, well, let's call this guy numbnuts because he was trying to do everything on the cheap. He decided he could probably spot the problem. He put this in backwards, and this is also not the right kind of fuel filter. There's junk in the tank that I got to clean out. This is a 75 micron. It's supposed to have a paper element. Went inside the pump, got into the carburetor, and now the carburetor is making it run shitty.
And probably filling a
Why
crankcase
should your
with gas.
customers be any different from ours?
What was that?
I said, why should your customers be any different from ours?
Which car
None.
is it, the easy one or the Nicky pain in the ass?
Nicky pain in the ass.
2-barrel?
No, it's the single barrel.
Well, it's not too bad. The
No,
pain.
it's just a pain in the ass that of even just getting to it, you know?
Yeah,
It's
then
just
you got to
gotta-
deal with that purple Loctite on those bolts.
Well, I already took care of that. I was swearing at that before I grabbed lunch, so that's all taken care of.
Those plastic
Then you almost have to
manifolds,
take the
they could
manifold
be
off to get the thing off of there.
Yeah, got the manifold. I had ordered seals already because I figured that Murphy's Law was going to kick me in the balls here when I was working on this. So I decided
rubber seals aren't too bad on those.
no.
Yeah.
No,
The
not-
seams
they're not-
on those plastic manifolds are
Yeah.
terrible.
Hank, I've
Yeah.
had good luck with when you got a
Let's
leaky
see
manifold
here.
like that. I've had good luck with
Choke linking, bitch.
just chasing it with some RTV silicone around.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here.
I was looking up that safe cracker penetrant,
Yeah.
and now I'm nervous.
Well,
Why?
Ken,
Why?
I think our,
When it says
our
requ-
mystery was solved.
Hello, I was talking. Hello.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm tired of getting interrupted.
No, you're good. I'm sorry.
When it says request a quote, that makes you worry.
request a quote. Oh,
Request
Ah.
a quote for
Oh,
a
yeah.
not
can.
available to the general public, I guess.
No, it
No,
is just
I got my.
request a quote. Don't even see a price on it anywhere.
Safe.
Oh, there you go.
No, I'm sorry. Carry on. I've been trying to say that for 10 minutes.
Excuse me.
Yes. Well, the seals look okay, but I don't see. I could see where it's been sucking air a little bit. That also might be his problem.
Yeah.
Either way, it's. I got my ultrasonic already heated up, so it's just a matter of taking it off and letting it sit for the next hour. But I hate working on V-twins because you have to take it apart this much to get to it. The double barrels are worse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This has only got like 135 hours on it.
Yeah. That's when they go wrong.
Mm-hmm. At least there's no mice nests in it at the moment.
Hmm.
You haven't dug deep enough yet, Gary.
I don't plan to. This guy's cheap as cheap.
Yeah, I've been refusing 99% of the stuff that's been asked of me in the past month.
Mm.
Yeah, I got.
But I thought this safe crack that would be something to do with the new belt I just got. But
No, that'd be crack safe.
There we go. All right.
Alrighty then. I had a guy here earlier this spring, not here, but at the other shop, brought this Honda mower in. He says, I put a new carburetor on it and I still can't get it started. And I'm like, well, let me see. So I opened it up and I sprayed it with ether and it fired and died. I'm like, okay, well, it's definitely a fuel delivery thing. So I did Stella's trick. I put the studs in there like she does. Keep everything, in line. And here he had put all the gaskets, all the gaskets behind the carburetor and not in the right order and not the right ones.
Oh no.
So
I already can see where this one's going.
yeah.
Oh hell.
He even had the little plastic. What is that called? That little plastic insulator between the cylinder head and the carburetor. What's that? Just an insulator block?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
I installed everything in the correct order, but I did open the carburetor I just took the bowl off, cleaned as a whistle, put everything back together the way it was supposed to, and I took it out. Had the auto choke on it.
Yep.
I didn't even have my arm back all the way full stroke, and it was running. And I took it up to the boss. Boss says, well, "What's wrong?" And I said, "Obviously, the guy don't know what he's doing." I told him where all the gaskets were, and I said, "Once I put them on the way they were supposed to be, it's good to go." More than likely, the guy didn't need a carburetor for it in the first place.
John, when I looked up the that safecracker thing, something comes up called Swiss Navy lubricant.
We need to ask Klaus about that. It's closer to him.
Yeah. I couldn't find it on Amazon.
Yeah, I couldn't
It
even-
was, let's see.
not UK.
I don't know. Safe cracker penetrating oil.
I'm gonna.
I
have
don't
to
know.
find
I
where-
spelled it wrong. I just wrote penetrant and sex toys came up. I don't know if that.
Oh,
Well, think
Klaus.
about it. When,
it must be looking
Dang.
up your history, Klaus.
No,
Cookies.
No,
Cookies.
it didn't come down in the drop down. It was in the list from the Google. No, I wouldn't search that. I would search something like blocker. No. Hold on.
Penetrate sex toys.
There's probably several.
There he is. We wonder what
Speaking
happened
of
to
sex
Wayne.
toys, look who shows up.
Buddy,
Hey, Wayne.
I was working on mowers. Jake and his girlfriend are heading out to a concert in Toronto, staying overnight. I can't believe hotel rooms are like $700 for the night.
Wow.
Jeez.
Who's playing?
The best? About 400.
If you
What's
want a
that?
vibrating bed, that's how much they are.
Yeah,
Where's he staying? The Ritz Carlton?
more than likely. Yeah, they're 9 minutes away from the stadium where they're going, so it's just a 9-minute walk.
But who's
There's a
playing?
cost
Who's
for
playing?
that.
Who's
I
playing?
forget who's playing. Lori might remember. I forget.
What's that? A couple hours away from you?
Yeah, an hour and a half or something. They took the GO train instead of driving to Toronto. They took the GO train out of St. Catharines, and then they get off the train, short walk to the hotel, and a short walk to the stadium.
There you go.
Ah,
Good one.
I'll just stay in a Best Western or something like that. I don't need luxury. I just need the bed.
My kids go to these concerts. I couldn't even tell you who half of these names are. Or what they are.
Mhm.
I just can't stand the kids nowadays. You go in their car and they turn on the radio, it's, and they're like screaming.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the hell is that? You know,
They
and
love it. They love
and
it.
they're Gen Z, aren't they?
Oh
No,
my
the ones
God.
that get on my nerves is these guys that have that hip hop going, and they got those super boost bass cannons in their trucks, and the car's going down the road, and it's
And they can't
vibrating so much. you hear components
they
fall.
can't afford a belt for their paint. I
Right.
know those. Yeah.
So they can't even afford a front bumper too in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
we
remember
got-
using
Oh, yeah.
blue cream.
we got our first bring back after 14 years.
Oh yeah.
Sold the guy a nice Toro self-propelled mower this morning for $250, completely serviced. The guy just called. He said, I used it for 20 minutes, and he says it just died, and now I can't start it. Like it won't start.
Put
And I
gas
said, you
in
know
it.
what? Could be a coil issue with that mower, because that, like, he loosened off the cap, tried it, put more fuel in. I said, I only put a half a liter of fuel in. I'm surprised you got 20 minutes. He said, yeah, I didn't add anything. So he's going to bring it back tomorrow, and I'm going to give him an electric start one.
All right.
Is that a sex toy?
Blue keeper. I remember.
Why do you ask, Klaus?
It says
You know,
a little.
yeah.
It says a little does a lot.
Well, I
That's my
typed
motto.
in safe cracker penetrating oil, and I got J88 corrosion cracker penetrating oil.
Yeah, and it's lightly vanilla scented.
Let's see if it's in the U.S.
Corrosion cracker oil.
Scented for her pleasure.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's in the U.S. Blue creeper.
Yeah, welcome to the channel, Gary.
I thought I had a dirty mind.
Hey,
Well, if I can just keep.
Dolly.
Hank, Dolly's back.
Hey,
Dolly,
save the
I-
gasket. Woohoo!
Doesn't that always make you feel good when you can do that without destroying them?
Yeah, I bought the entire kit all the gaskets for it just because I'm never that lucky.
Yeah, but don't worry, you'll rip it when you put it back on.
That's why I got the.
Either
That's
that
why
or
I got the new ones.
Either that or
Every
the
time
next
I'm
job,
happy
they'll
I
all
got
get
the
destroyed and you'll have
the
backup
gasket
set.
off with me. I always break it when I put it back on.
Yeah,
It's a thing.
yeah. This is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they mushed these things.
Yep.
They mushed them. Hold on. Where's my camera here?
Yeah, this
Oh, yeah.
Momar.
Look.
Oh,
Yeah, I think the newer ones are red, aren't they?
Yeah, I got the red ones.
Yeah.
But you could see where it's blowing through here.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Probably
Such
didn't
a
have it
pain.
lined up and he clamped it together and it.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I'll say numbnuts. There's the customer's name and also the numbnuts over in China building these damn things.
Are they built in China?
I don't know. Maybe it's shoddy quality at the very least.
I think
Well, did you see-
our good friend, the lawnmower. Oh, what's his name?
Stella?
Dave's a lawnmower detective.
No,
Really?
no, the guy down in Texas.
Bill,
Tom? No, that's
Brandon?
Brandon,
Gary?
No,
BS
no,
Small Engines,
no,
Mower Medic.
yes, Mohammed.
We'll make one.
Oh,
He's
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
He's actually shown how these things has turned, even at installation from the factory. So,
The,
they're born
Cam
with a
gears.
no, the intake gaskets.
Oh,
The
gotcha.
ones that Gary's just showed, the green ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, the green ones. Yep, I got the red ones here. I'm trying my best. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm gonna just try to save this gasket, because if I can save them, then I can save this guy a little bit of money. I'm still gonna go and charge him for the time to assemble, reassemble, or disassemble, reassemble, and test. But if I
See,
can
now
just
that's where spraying the carb cleaner around the carburetor would have let you know that was the problem.
There's an air leak.
Yep, there's an air leak. No, I did, and that's why I'm saying it's. But because he did the fuel filter after he told me that, it's again Murphy's law that if I don't check inside here, that it's going to be that too. So I might as well just do the whole job, do it right, because I don't like getting the machines coming back either.
Yeah,
I
did you
was
see
the-
Rayleigh's latest video
Yeah,
that he
with
put
the,
two Chinese carburetors on?
Yeah.
Hey,
Like,
we saved it.
Could have saved the
All
customer some money, but with all the time he spent trying to get the two working, and then he
Yeah.
had to clean out the second one because it was hunting.
Looks like
Yep.
it needs some steering work too.
That thing that I tore down today, that Toro with that Monson engine, had a gasket behind the carburetor, but none on the air filter side. That actually had a O-ring pressed into the back of the air cleaner box.
Put it in a vise and use an
Yes.
impact.
Yeah.
Get your
Or
vice
you
grips
got to
and
get
snap
those
Son of-
pliers.
No, I got the little vice grips. That I just broke the. I just broke one of the screws there, or I don't want to ruin it anymore.
Jake always
JIS.
puts it in a vise with
It
wooden
was-
blocks, and then
Damn
just
Nicky
uses the
carburetors.
impact to break them free.
Typical Nicky.
It was ruined when you said Nicky carburetor.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yep.
JIS tip and an impact.
Just in the recycling
Yeah.
bin and
Shoot,
order a
dude.
new one.
I'll move operations over here.
I rebuild Dickies all the time. I never had an issue.
Ah, shut up.
As long as I use OEM gaskets.
But
Don't
see,
get
the thing is over here, the OEM gasket set for a Briggs & Stratton Nicky
yeah.
is about half the cost of a new Ruxing replacement carburetor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And factory in, there's a 25% chance it won't come back.
That one broke.
And I've stopped buying the rebuild kits. I simply toss the carburetor, buy a new one.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Stens gaskets work fine also. I use them. I haven't had a problem with the
Yeah,
Stens
no,
ones, and they're way less than the Briggs.
We're in Lake Flint.
The problem isn't the gaskets. The problem is if some of the plastic has warped or something inside that
okay.
carburetor.
I
You
got
are you're in a $40-50 gasket set, and the thing still isn't holding tight or it's surging the engine. Or I've stopped doing it. A Nicky carburetor that doesn't run the engine right, I toss it. I buy a new aftermarket, whatever Briggs recommend as a replacement, put it on, and off they go. It's
I was just going to say, Klaus, whenever I get a Nicky, the way I repair them is throw them in a big round barrel and order another one. I won't fool with them.
I have an aftermarket one on hand if this doesn't go, but let's see here.
I will say when a Nicky runs an engine, it runs it really, really good. It runs it better than a Ruxing carburetor.
Yeah, but can't you replace the Nickies a lot of times with Walbros, right?
Sometimes,
Oh,
depending
yeah,
on the
but
series of engine.
Yeah.
the thing is, have you tried ordering a Walbro carburetor from Briggs?
No. Well, I haven't because I rebuild all my
Righty,
Nickies.
I can tell you that just the solenoid for a Walbro here from Briggs is more expensive than a brand new carburetor.
Yes. But you know what we do, Close? And I was going to comment to Riley. I would have cleaned that carburetor that he did, and we would have ordered an aftermarket carb just to steal the solenoid because that was the issue he had, and put
Yeah.
the aftermarket solenoid on.
Yeah.
And then the aftermarket carburetor, it goes into a box for parts if I
Yeah.
need parts.
Yeah. But the thing
Y'all
is,
be good.
I don't know how it is with you guys, but the Briggs OEM carburetors here, unless it's a 2-barrel for something special, they are affordable now. I know with all this crap of tariffs and
There
stuff,
it is.
probably going to be a little more expensive, but they are affordable. They are
Yeah.
affordable to the point where taking it apart and risking it not coming back to life is too great.
Well, I know on the 2-barrel carbs for the rebuild kits that Jake was getting at one point, they were $88 from Briggs. I don't know what they are now.
Yeah.
Hammer it, Gary. Nothing like a hammer. Hammer will fix anything.
Yeah. Get an 8-ounce and just whack
Sorry, guys. I just found the piece of sand that was in there. It was in the main jet.
it. There you go.
It was
But
probably
the
more
main
where
jet,
that came
but in the main jet, that wouldn't make it hunt.
Oh, it was hunting pretty bad.
But a main jet clog wouldn't make it hunt. It would
Oh,
make
we
it
got some.
It would
We
act
got
like
some
it had-
crap in there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The emulsion
I'm-
tube might make it hunt.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. But
it would.
But no, it actually won't. Because hunting is when the engine has reached its idle level.
Yeah, it's the pilot.
I was
Yep.
getting ready to say it's a low speed side.
Yeah. The main jet is only during acceleration or load. So main jet clog will act like it's got no power or it won't start.
That's why I like the Hondas, because I can access, once I put it together, I can access without tearing it apart that little pilot, take it out, drill it out a thou or two if I have to, put it back
Yep,
in
yep.
and get rid of the hunting.
Yeah.
There you-
Absolutely.
All right. Well,
I've found with those Honda type carburetors that have that, I did what James showed us how to do with the wire brush. Take a bristle wad of that, and I can usually open them up and make sure everything is cleaned out, put them back together, and they run smooth as glass.
yeah.
And we solved that mystery the other day, Ken.
Solve that. There we go.
Where we were talking about was that one engine proportional to the horsepower was proportional to the wattage, that old Northern tool. And that is about right what they did back then. 11 horse
Brett,
for a
Brett,
5,200 watt.
Brett, what are you talking about?
A generator I was talking about last time we had a chat.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were still on Gary's carb. Sorry. Sorry.
No, I was talking about that generator. I was trying to see who made it.
Yeah.
Oh, did you
James.
find out? Did you find out who made it?
Don't know who made it, but I do know it was made in the States because it was the date code on the engine was July of '99, and it was a single cylinder 11 horse Vanguard.
Okay.
Walbro.
Typically, it's about 768 watts for every 1 horsepower, but because of inefficiencies, you need about 2.5 horsepower for every 1,000 watts under load to maintain that particular load.
Yeah,
So about
this was a model NTE 5200V, and the V stood for the Vanguard.
Oh, well, Vanguards are definitely nice engines when they work.
Yep, this was an old. There was no branding on the generator, but it said manufactured for Northern Tool and Equipment, and then a number. Metal gas tank, white metal gas tank. Nice generator. Even had the idle down control.
Yeah, that doesn't help you if you're using it for your house.
No, this guy uses it for his barn
Oh, okay.
for remote. He has that one, and he also at the same time brought one in that said Briggs and Stratton Elite Series. So I'm assuming that was made by Briggs and Stratton, and it had
Yeah.
a 10 horse, what looked like a van or looked like a Intech, and it had that stinking Nicky on it. Fortunately, we were able to get it opened and get it cleaned and back together without distorting stuff, and it was fine.
Yep.
So, Wayne,
9
how's
times out of
Jake
10,
doing?
no, it was.
Jake's just relaxing. He's on the go train. He should, as a matter of fact, he should be walking to the hotel right now.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh. Was that, is that the Canada Air Center that he's going to?
Yeah, I think so. There's some kind of a concert, one of the bands that him and his girlfriend like.
Yeah, parking is real. I've been there. It's kind of bad. I was there, the Leafs versus the Edmonton Oilers at the time. Man, that was a fun time. But $125 Canadian back in 2016, for example, for second bowl seats. The secondary bowl, not directly on the ice, but yeah.
Wow.
Well, I remember the day, and we're going back a lot of years, likely 20 or 30 years ago. My QC supervisor used to like, his favorite team was Detroit Red Wings, and I gave him tickets behind the Detroit Red Wings seat. Right
Hey,
behind
can you mute me
him. I
real
think
quick?
he was
I'm about to use the air thing. Sorry.
2 rows behind the bench of his favorite team. I think the tickets back then for those 2 tickets were like, I think they were 150 a piece. And when he came in on Monday, I said, "How'd you enjoy the game?" He said, "Don't give me any more free tickets." I said, "Why?" He said, "It cost me like $200. I said, "The tickets were free." He said, "Yeah, but I had to take the wife for supper before we went. Then we went to the game. Then she wanted a few beers, so we had a couple of beers, and then we ordered something there. And then on the way home, we stopped at the Anchor Bar and had chicken wings and a couple of beers." And he says, then parking was like $25 or something. Then I paid for the toll, and if I figure out the gas, he says, I'm owed $200.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah,
that
it's not cheap
hotel
to
in
get
there.
there.
Staying in, you almost got to take out a loan to stay in the hotel now.
Well, I don't know how people can afford like season tickets and to go to these games and concerts anymore.
Nah,
For the
it's
price of the
crazy.
tickets. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like what's that one female that's got the big tour? Oh, the young
Oh,
Taylor Swift?
yeah, Taylor Swift. Like people are taking out mortgages to get tickets.
Me
They're-
personally, I'm not impressed.
No, me either. You take the makeup off her and she looks like a rock.
Yeah, supposedly she's worth over
She's the richest
multi-billions
woman in the
of
world.
dollars, but not me.
She is, but she isn't the prettiest.
I'd rather go see Kid
Nah.
Rock.
I hear that. Oh, give me tickets to Foghat or something like that any day. That was back when music was music.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I was up this morning. The fights were out of China, 6:00 in the morning
Oof.
to watch the fights.
Is there fights tonight?
No, they already had them in China this morning, early this morning, 6 a.m. I think they actually started at 5 because when I got up and went out there, the main card was already on. So all the prelims must have been on between 5 and 6.
I ask that because usually before you leave, you always say there's a fight going to be on. That's why.
No more fights tonight. I got to leave shortly because I got to jump in the shower and I'm taking the wife out for supper.
Nice.
Wow, you're a big charmer there.
What a nice guy, eh?
Yeah.
Give me the Cracker Barrel any day. I don't care if they change the sign.
Oh,
That's a big stink over here now.
that sign's terrible. The new sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me the old sign. Come on.
They lost 35% of their business.
Yeah.
I used to go in there all the time on my way to go gambling years ago. And I'd go in there and get their pancakes and sausage. And just the way they did it. You didn't need to put butter on them. It was in it, and they were so good.
Yep.
I always liked the Cracker Barrel. Now, just because they changed their sign, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not going to quit going there because of that, even though I hate the sign. As long as they don't change the food, I'm happy.
What you got there, Wayne? Not Wayne, Gary. Oh, Simple Green. Oh, yeah.
Heavy duty cleaner.
Duty.
Simple Green.
That looks like that stuff I showed you guys last week. The aircraft and parts clean. Is that the aircraft one?
Nope.
I'm
Now
muted.
that doesn't etch the aluminum, does it?
Hold on.
You're all right.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
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 Oh, okay. Sorry, I was trying to unmute myself. I have it full screen. No, this doesn't. Leave it on there. It says safe for metal surfaces.
Yeah, it does.
I use
This stuff isn't. This stuff is the best.
I use that Simple Green precision aircraft and parts cleaner because it won't etch. I use it in my ultrasonic and it works good.
I've got some stuff that will etch, and it really works. Just before you rinse it up fast enough, nothing will happen.
Well, that's like this degreaser we sell down at the auto parts where I work. It's by David Industries. It's called SF77, and it's biodegradable. But it says right on the bottle that it will etch aluminum.
Well, I use the stuff from Stihl, and it is really good. But you might want to make sure you rinse it off.
Oh yeah.
Don't spray it on and go to lunch. Trust me.
No. I did that with SF77 on an old lawn boy. Started out lime green, but it was kind of greasy, and I sprayed the SF on it. I had cut it, but I apparently didn't cut it enough. Then when I hit it with the garden hose, that nifty lime green turned into more like a turquoise.
You're making me dizzy.
Sorry.
It took the pigmentation out of the paint.
Are we on a boat?
Okay, guys, I got to go get cleaned up.
Wayne.
Sorry, I was late. I was busy out there.
I was going to mute myself here.
And then I just happened to check my phone, and it was Kenny saying, "Where are you?" And I said, "Holy shit! Look at what time it is."
Yeah.
Look at me. I ran home from the party just to be here with Kenny and you guys.
All right, you're the man, Klaus. Take care, guys. Nice seeing you again.
Wayne, have a good
Enjoy,
evening and
Wayne.
enjoy your dinner out.
Will do.
You're on mute, Gary.
Oh,
Hey, Doc.
did I unmute? Did I unmute myself? I thought I
There
did.
you go.
Yeah, good.
Hopefully it doesn't come through too much. I have this on.
It does.
What is ultrasonic?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Put yourself in the other position.
You're on portrait.
That's
Oh.
kind of weird.
I know, because I'm washing my hands here.
It's kind of weird. You hear an ultrasonic with your ears, they sound one way, but listen to a recording of one, it sounds like an old AM radio that's about ready to croak.
Yep. Well, let's see here. I can
Well,
go and
maybe it's the frequency they run at. That does
yeah,
it.
they run at a higher frequency. Yep.
I think that one I got, I think they said 40,000 kilohertz. I think sound right, about right. It's a
Yeah,
it's a
40 to 50K, 50 kilohertz.
Yep, it's a little what is it? Vevor, whatever it is.
Yep, that's probably what I got. I got mine out of eBay. I got the 15 liter.
Mine's only a 3.
That takes you all morning to heat up, doesn't it?
Nope, immersion heater. You just put it in like you would for your tea. Heats it up in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I got it too. It works.
It works. It's a little crude, but it works.
Yeah.
While that thing is getting cleaned up, I have an Echo GT225R that I can go and holy shiitake mushrooms. That's a big ass bee.
Don't aggravate it.
No.
Kenny, did you get that backpack blower fixed?
Yeah, it's all done.
Whoa, that was loud.
Nice
Sorry.
assortment there, huh, Gary?
Oh,
Kenny,
it's hot as hell. I got
Yeah,
this.
it smells. I said, man, it's so hot, though.
Gary, you got a. Oh, okay, good. Kenny, did you just replace the carb and it runs or what?
Well, first thing I did is I cleaned everything up because it was disgusting. And then I put the new primer bulb in it because that's what his main complaint was, the primer bulb, but also it ran like shit. But then it wouldn't prime. I tried, wouldn't prime.
Yeah,
So I said, you know what, screw it. Took it all apart, put the new Chinese carb on. And with the new carb on, after about 4 or 5 pumps, it primed and started on the first pull. So,
and how does it run it?
Oh, perfect. So then I took the plug out just to make sure it wasn't leaning or anything, and it was good.
Good. Nice.
So,
Seems
yeah.
to me a lot of times that those carburetors, especially when ethanol gets to them,
It's
the little check valves in the pump and the primer plate go.
It's just that it's a 4-mix engine, right?
Yeah, this is one of those primer bulbs with the spring built inside it.
Yeah. The 4-mix is that's just my experience, and maybe I have the wrong aftermarket parts, but I've never really gotten a 4-mix to run great on an aftermarket carb.
No. Well, like I said, this thing here, the only thing I had to do was turn up the idle a little bit. The idle was about 200 RPM too low.
Was that a HIPAA or?
No, Dulon, DOLON or Dulon, something like that. Just Chinesium. $22 delivered.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
Hey, Tyler.
I threw a HIPAA on a FS111 not too long ago, and usually with some of those Chinesiums, you got to dial them in a little bit. But this is one time where I put it on there, and they actually had everything spot on, which surprised me for a Chinesium carburetor.
Yeah, most of the time I'll plug them in, they'll start, but it may not rev up all the way or won't idle right or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll check them.
Yeah.
Gary, what's that? Just in for a tune-up or what?
HIPAA.
He's mooted again, I think.
Oh, the whole kit. Oh, an oldie, gray one. Yeah.
Yeah, back when Echo was good.
That's not HIPAA, right? That's the other brand, right? Or is it HIPAA?
It could be HIPAA or
Hutzel.
Yeah.
Farmer Tech.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I've been trying to keep my microphone muted while the ultrasonic's running.
Yeah, Hutzel makes good stuff.
They sell a bucket load of their car piece of Stihl chainsaws.
Yeah.
Yeah, bushing, lines, all that shit.
Yeah.
Always on those great ones. Yep.
I like Hutzel stuff. I've never had really very many complaints about that. I like them, and I like HIPAA.
Yeah.
Hutzel. I bought Briggs and Stratton aftermarket carbs for Quantums and Classics. They don't work. They really don't.
Somebody gave us a lawnmower earlier this week to resell. I mean, we got it. It was a Lawn Boy. It was a turtle top. But instead of a Tecumseh, it had a 675 Quantum on it. The guy brought it in. He sold it because he couldn't get it going. And I looked at that mower before I even took it back, and I told the boss, I said, I see right now why it won't start. He says, why? I said, he ain't got a bag on it. That had that thing that if the bag wasn't on it or a mulch plug wasn't in it, it wouldn't run. Had that bar that went across that activated a magnetic sensor. I took it back because I had a mulch plug back there that I used strictly for testing. Put it in there and I pulled it 2 times and it took right off. So I just give the thing a tune up and a clean up, and I found a nice bag for it, and it's up there for sale.
Yeah, the 4-mix is a real. I mean, people can say all they want. I think it's a brilliant little engine.
Yeah, I hate the sound of it though. It's got a weird sound.
Yeah, but that's because it's limited in the coil. But
they just run the lower RPM.
I have people, usually people who doesn't have a four-mix say, it's two-stroke, it's gonna smell bad. It's gonna. No, you use the right fuel, it won't even smoke. I
To
mean,
me, those four mix. Sorry, Klaus.
those little four-mix engines, they're brilliant, and if you treat them right, they will run for 1,000 hours, no problem.
To me, those four mix engines, if you got a four mix engine going at 10,000 RPM,
It doesn't.
you take a standard two-stroke at 10,000 RPM. The difference is the sound of that four mix is an octave lower because you're hearing it fire every other stroke.
Yeah, but it only runs at the same RPM as any other four-stroke engine. It would never rev to those numbers. But what Kenny was referring to, the weird sound, is when it's governed.
The rev limiter in the coil.
Yeah, and that does sound funny. But if it runs, say, a strimmer head, it doesn't do it a lot. If it runs an hedge trimmer, it does it all the time, and it sounds weird. But
yeah, because you don't have the load on it that a strimmer is going to put on it.
I had a customer who brought in a Honda trimmer that he had it for years. He loved it. Something went wrong with the little tab for the decompression function and on the wheel for the cam, and he didn't want it fixed. And he said, "What do I do now?" I said, "You buy a four-mix." Oh, but he didn't know about the two-stroke and the oil and the blah blah. I said, "You know what? Buy a can of alkylate fuel, and that's all you need to put in it." He came back 2 weeks later to drop off another machine. He said, "That's the best thing I've ever done." He says it's a lot lighter than the Honda. It's got more torque than the Honda, and it's quieter than the Honda. I don't know about that though. That I think that's subjective, but he loves that thing. He says it revs up, it picks up speed instantly, and it's got power.
How about the engine they use on the Stihl BR600 Magnum backpack? That's a big four mix.
Yeah. And Tyler, you're absolutely right. You want to run 50-1 with a really good quality oil, and be really meticulous when you mix it. But I would always recommend Stihl Motor Mix or Aspen or whatever they're called, the outlet fuels, because they burn much.
Aspen 2 for the two-stroke, and Aspen 4 is the
It's I don't know, and it's subjective, but I like the four-mix engine. It's a good little engine.
Now I run, my stuff here is Stihl, but it's not four-mix, it's two-stroke. And I buy the Stihl oil 50-1 in the little silver bottles. I don't know if that's a semi-sin or whatever it is, but I've been using that and I've never had any trouble.
Hey guys, I gotta end it. My customer's on his way. He's up the road to pick up that backpack. So
all right, Kenny.
You guys can do the after chat. No big deal. I'm just gonna end the regular stream. But anybody that wants to go in the after chat, there's the link, and I'll hang on for about a minute or two if anyone wants to go in the after chat.